Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Studio Gallery. In the gallery, these are silicone cupcake containers. I'm going to put a bunch of white in one, quite a bit of white because I want a large sky area of my canvas covered. I am going to allow myself to waste a little paint. I don't think it's going to be paint I'm going to waste. I'm going to put this other blue in here, which looks like it was a adulterated color shifting folk art. And those colors are probably going to get smeared around with a spatula, and they're just going to become my sky as best I can. Looks like there's, yeah, it's basically going to be light blue and nothing fancy about it. So I'm going to take the same white paint and start with what in the bottom. I'm going to start with some neon purple from folk art. It's a multi-surface. And I'm just going to keep following each layer with a little bit of white. And I might put some pink in there. That's magenta, quinacridone magenta. I don't want to put in overabundance. My clouds are going to be, hopefully, knock on wood, stellar. My intention is to make a big, obnoxious cloud bank. I might use this purple flash. It's a color shift from folk art twice, but I don't have to hold on to it while I'm thinking about it. I'm going to throw some orange in there because we can have some sunny spots. I think I'm going to throw some color shifting orange from folk art. I'm almost out of this. I really, really like it after not using it for years. That looks more like an Arteza. Never mind. And I want to put some yellow right next to that, and also with some white, and see what happens. Back to that. I have some quinacridone magenta, and it has iridescent pearl fine in it, and probably a few other things. It occurs to me that I like that blue, and I might not mind it with some of this color shifting purple flash from folk art. And then, oh boy, do I dare? I think I'm going to put a little different color purple in there. So this is really, really, really all about mixing the color cups in advance to get started. So I'm sorry this is taking so long, but this is what has to happen. Somebody asked me about copper. So I'm thinking that my land area is going to be done in a similar fashion. And I may swipe my land area with some black, just because that would be different. And I'm not putting any white in between because I don't want it there. But I am going to vary my colors up a little bit. There's all kinds of coppers in here, like all kinds. Coppers and bronzes and fire opals, and I have no idea. When you go shopping, you'll see them all in front of you. And I'm going to grab one more. This is the metallic Deco Art Americana Green Emerald, which I may or may not love in there, but I almost always love purple with everything else. And I've got a green gold that I am not seeing. There it is. Got it. And I still want some black, even though I put it some... You know what? I'm just going to use the Prussian blue. I'm going to try and move some of these things out of my way, because now I have all my colors ready as best I can. And if I need something else here, I'll put it there. These are my land colors. I'm not going to need those till last. That's my cloud colors. I think I'll need them second. Here comes my 16 by 20 inch canvas right here. I'll move this very cautiously away. I believe that this will rest on my little tray nicely, and I can put that in my sky right now. I can even turn that over and grab a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula and just spread my sky colors. And I'm going to back push my spatula along the edge so that I get some coverage. A lot of times, unless I'm tipping the sky, I don't necessarily get coverage along my edges. And I really do like coverage along my edges. This is all about sky, so I'm not looking to make a whole lot of land. And I really could tip some of this, but I'm not too worried about it right now. I think I did pick enough. I did use enough paint. I'm going to throw that silicone cupcake container into the bucket. Like I said, I wasn't trying for any patterns in the sky. It would have been kind of cool. I could have done that. I'm going to just swallow my wish to see patterns. I'm going to also tap that over the top edge and run my fingers along, because any start is better than no start. And I want that to come all the way down. And I want to catch this fairly quickly. Where are my tweezers? My tweezers are there. Come here, lump. There are often lumps in any paint with Floetrol. My paint pouring recipe is below the video. My link tree is below the video. My Amazon link, if you decide you'd like to help me out, is below the link tree. I need something to wipe my fingers off with. Alright, so I've got good drips down my edge, which is fine. Helps me get the sides covered. I'm going to back push that spatula across the top. Run my fingers along it gently while there's a layer of paint up there. Because Floetrol is a paint leveler. It will often level things. My sky has enough variegation, enough interest so that the parts that aren't going to be covered by a cloud will be of interest, we hope. Alright, I'm just about ready to go. No idea what this is going to be like, but I have to say, no matter what it's like, I will probably add something else to it. I.e. probably white, and could be white pearl. And it's a great experiment. I didn't put any white pearl in there, and I meant to. So let's do it now. I definitely want enough paint color. I think I'm going to take the paint color that's in there and use the white pearl with it so I can get it out too. I don't know, this may not even work. So let me introduce you briefly to my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas. They are mini blades. They are on the Amazon link also. There's like 7 of them that are useful, and I don't know about the 8th one. I never have. Somebody told me it was good for cleaning jars out. I could let that dry in there. I have edge catchers, and I think I'm probably going to wind up using one. This is a very extreme sky, and what I want is one of those edge catchers right now. Preferably not the pretty side. I got some out. Okay, there we go. I don't need a huge one. I just need something that'll let me flow the paint over to the edge and back. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit in the shadows. I'm going to let that paint pool right there. This is a first time that I'm trying to do this like this. I do scrape off my edge catcher somewhat. I may be able to do other things, and I might do change some point in time, but not yet. Yes, I did that. I saw there was paint going to drip off, and I didn't want to waste it. So now I have one of those little tails I don't like. But I do have a little bit of excess paint on my edge catcher. And a will to experiment. And if I add more paint, the paint will flow to paint. So let me bring my edge catcher right up here, because any paint I catch on it also means that I can scrape it off and use it. So this is sort of supposed to be a cloud. And if I don't like how dark that magenta is, I could probably blend that in with something. I really wish the light was on that. So the more vertical I hold my canvas, the more paint I'm going to get in my puddle, and I really want my puddle. And I don't need all of my puddle. I can scrape it off and put it on lower, and rock the canvas, or I can bring it, or I can bring it down lower and scrape it off and create a whole new area in my cloudy area, which I do like, because it looks like fronts are meeting. So fabulously enough, I have no green in there, which is just fine with me, and that bead is rolling right toward the other bead, which is perfect. And if there's still enough paint to flow in there, I may flow it back again. Meat, 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 meat. It's like that Mountain Dew commercial. So I want to flow all of this up. Like in all of it. Somebody once told me clouds are flat on the bottom, and I mentioned that I didn't think they'd been to Florida, because clouds are pretty darn puffy in Florida. So I'm going to take my straw and mess with my edge, and I think I might even indulge myself in putting some Anita's White Metallic in there, along with what? Along with some pink I am almost out of, so can't think of a better way to use it. And basically, at the moment, I'm not so thrilled with that color that I'm not interested in just tipping that until I can get it to be something I want. And that might include me deciding that it looks like they want to be spirals. Knowing me, I can always tilt again anyway. Could be a lot of tilting going on here. Well, I could have made up another cup of paint, and I might have been happy to do that. Let's just move it all down. Now that we've moved it up, we'll move it down. And if we're lucky, it'll actually go somewhere. I'd like there to be a good wave going, but evidently I could have used more paint. It's a slow process. I'm going to try and camouflage that little tail that I whipped off in there. I think I want to take my torch to this briefly, assuming I can get that to level out for a minute. Actually, alright, so that's crazy. But it's the first time I tried this, and maybe watching it back later I'll get some ideas for what I might want to do instead next time. I want some much lighter purple, and I'm wondering if I have any. It's a process. Usually I try and be fast, but this time I just wanted to work out. And my temptation is to put a basting brush in there, but that's not really what I want. I've got enough paint on my spatula so I can cover my edge. It's not covered. I feel like I'm probably going to run out of time, but I might not. I need to check. Oh yeah, 47 seconds. If I could stop doing one thing, it would be to look at the straw before I put it in my mouth, honest to God. So yeah, I'm blowing spirals. And that would be because I can. When that timer goes off, I'll have 2 minutes to tell you guys whatever I want to tell you, and this is okay. I'm going to grab some of my land paint. And I'll turn that off in a second, I promise. So I do sell my artwork, and the link to contact me is underneath the email address. Excuse me, is the email address underneath the link tree? I'm a little preoccupied. So as soon as I get that spread out some, actually I want a different edge catcher. I can do this in 2 minutes. I can. And it's very different than the top, and that's okay. Stretching out nicely. Come to me, stretching out paint. I'm going to just rock it a little bit, right down the edge. Use it to cover the rest of that. I'm not hating that. Let that relax. I think I'm going to dip my swipe card in and move the rest of that paint about and see what happens, because I can. The name of my first book on the Amazon link, under the link tree. If I get all that paint on there, then I can make adjustments. I need to wipe off my tools. Grab whatever I see. I want to throw a little purple in there. And I kind of think I want some blue in there along the horizon. I'll pretend there's some mountains up there. I guess mountains aren't usually light blue, but all kinds of things can happen unexpectedly. What did I just do with that edge catcher? There, I've got 1 minute left to tell you guys whatever I'm going to tell you, darn. And I just pressed the timer for 2 seconds. Oh, I like that. That's neat. Looks like we're going to have a river. It makes quite a different configuration. It may not stay. I feel like I should put some trees in there. You notice that the sky is not really moving. I'm going to have to find some paint to cover this bottom section that doesn't look as covered as I would like it to be. My edge is covered. I'm going to show you this to you guys before you're gone. It's a bizarre thing. It's an experiment. I'm not going to say it's gone wrong because it might be cool. Could put some rain in there. That would be pretty neat. Just use my basting brush maybe. So I love you guys, and there's almost 90,000 of you. Thank you guys if you're new subscribers. Thank you for being here. I love you all very much. Hope you